Let's get on this call here in a second.
All right, we'll call him back in 10 minutes.
You got me? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm dialing with Dad now. Yep.
Come on, pick up.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey.
Hold on 1 second.
All right, we just need Jay now.
Yo, what up, man?
So you know that trip we've been kind of planning for the last 6 months?
I do know.
So I don't know what you had planned for like the next year.
Are you kidding right now? Are you messing with me right now?
Start clearing your calendar. It's going down now.
Yeah.
You got me?
We gotta figure out these dates and how this is all gonna work.
Yeah, we need to put this on paper and start outlining. I mean, we haven't even highlighted the route on the highway that we would take and what we'd be confronted with.
I just want to make sure we're making the right decision for us and not ending up stranded somewhere without any money. Well, our biggest expenditure is going to be fuel. We're looking at 20,000 miles.
We're starting at home and we're going to the bottom of South America. That trip is the dream.
And right now we're 16,000 short. It's not gonna work.
If we ran it on vegetable oil, we could cut that back huge. That might be our only option.
Right.
No doubt about it that we're going to be dealing with some corruption. That's just a given. You're in Mexico. There's going to be some hard times that we all need to accept and embrace before we do this.
Back at the house right now, I've got this wife who is there to support me, but to what extent? You know, how far am I going to be able to push this to where I don't blow my life up completely?
Someday you'll be dying on your bed and you close your eyes and you'll say, did I do it?
There's serious doubt, financials, equipment.
If I don't keep going, it could be bad. If I do keep going, it could be bad. I've already given up so much to get to this point.
There's no other crew here. This is just us. Fishermen, trying to be filmmakers, trying to see the world.
Two main issues that I'm seeing at this point. One is not having enough money, and two, the safety concerns for us driving across the mainland of Mexico.
We can do this.
I wish we weren't in the situation where we actually had to fear for our
It
lives.
does not sound safe at all.
It doesn't really sit all that good with me, you know.
Yeah, if that's our worst problem, though, we're in good shape.
No.
The more I look at this is what it's going to boil down to. We need a boat.
No motor zone is the ideal configuration.
How do you think we're going to get one of those?
I don't think we are.
I sent you the email about the production we're doing.
Which would probably lend to some fly fishing pretty good.
Imagine you guys ship a lot of these up to Portland, Oregon, do you?
No.
We'll give you a call back.
Sounds good.
Our boats arrived from Ginu for the trip. Good morning.
But now we really have to find a car.
Find a truck. How hard can it possibly be? Craigslist our buddy.
Told that guy about the Blu-ray and it's gas.
This Bellingham one looks really good.
Who knows if the frame's bent?
I emailed the guy about it.
62-pounder.
Sign your real name this time?
Yeah, sure.
What's up with the white rig?
This 96 looks pretty clean.
That thing's on a trailer in a for sale ad. That thing doesn't even run.
I'm just saying this is an
No,
idea.
I'm not saying I'm opposed looking at the calendar right now, just seeing how it would work.
Thing is running a bit.
Okay, dude, so I got the truck.
Did it check out all right?
Bumpy as hell, but I mean, it rides fine. There is some seeping that's coming out of the axle joints on the front by both of the tires.
Cool, as long as it's not going to leave us stranded somewhere, that's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off, drive straight through on your doorstep by tomorrow morning.
Okay, so hey, I'll be flying in. I just want to make sure somebody's going to be at the airport to
Somebody will be down to pick you up.
Made it.
Drove straight through Salt Lake City. Oh, dude, it was brutal. About 14 hours.
Just saw Thad for the first time in a long time. Owens is here.
Fingertips flying.
And now we're gonna go pick up Brian Jill from Florida. He's just flying in right now.
All right, let's do this.
Welcome to Portland.
Feels good to be here.
Finally got the crew back together.
It's like we haven't friggin' left.
It's been a long time since all of us have just got to hang out and see what's going down, so.
I think this is the first time we've all been back together in over 2 years, so.
Pretty exciting.
Brian, he's like the MacGyver on the trip. I know he hates to be called that, but he's the real MacGyver. I'm not kidding you. That guy is jerry-rigged so much stuff.
Extreme mechanic.
It just makes me feel better knowing that I'm, I don't know, I guess self-sufficient in the sense that I can have at least a shot at repairing something. Somebody's got to.
He's a tech guy. Very linear, 1, 2, 3. Everything's got to be in step process.
Because if we break down, we're in the middle of nowhere. You know, we've got to be able to repair ourselves on the go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Jay's my best friend.
Looky here.
Sometimes I get way stressed out, and Jay's the guy that comes along and can totally relieve me of that stress. He's kind of like my pressure gauge.
And everybody's partying.
Bring me back down, and it makes everything all right.
Flat tires, blowing up motors. Yeah, wow. And then that's expedition.
Dad from Salt Lake City, Utah.
The situation with Thad is that he has kids and a family. He has a stack of kids.
If we were a big family, Dad would definitely be the dad. The guy's constantly worrying. The guy's worrying about everything. Hopefully we prevent situations altogether by Thad worrying.
We have got to figure out a way to save some money.
A guy that can really cut loose sometimes.
How many members of Nickelback can you name?
I hate Nickelback.
But also really worry about what's going down.
Definitely stoked to go down to Mexico. It might not be the most ideal time right now because of everything that's going on in the news.
There's going to be a huge level and risk. I mean, we can't be stupid and going down, you know, like we usually do.
We pretty much just have a sign painted on the side of our truck that says, you know, screw with us. Or gringos.
Certainly, I'm not gonna allow, you know, me or anybody else to get into a potential hostile situation.
I don't even want to think about the worst that could happen. There's killings, there's drug cartels.
I don't know how I'm gonna prevent this from happening, but I'm bringing bear mace. Yeah, we'll be all right. I took grizzly bear mace training in Wyoming one summer.
I'm just reading right here, you know, beheadings and hangings plague Tijuana amid festivals.
Think about it. We've got 7 cartel members with machine guns surrounding us. What's gonna take them down in one full swoop? 36 ounces of bear mace to their knees. Have you ever been sprayed in the face with bear mace? Have you? 7 times. Each time it dropped me for hours. I lost the safety cap. What happens? Shit happens.
He's lost it. He's no longer with us, and I don't mean in a dead or zombified way.
Today we did get our first aid kit put together.
In fact, the first aid kit. Fix a rattlesnake bite, scorpions. And I'm bringing, you know, a few weapons. This is the 38 Special. And I'm bringing this gun, and I am diving down every morning to make sure you or anybody else on this trip does not starve to death. This is a guarantee. 138 Special on the bear mace in the other hand. I am a provider. It's in my blood.
When I have my life in his hands, I'm scared.
I was working with Owens going from, oh, you know, Owens is Owens. What can you say?
This is a bunch of mierda.
Because it's bad right here. Bad bushing and burying. You got anybody you know that can?
So we're trying to get this vegetable oil conversion, and unfortunately we had some things come up with the truck.
So I guess it's time to go to the 4x4 shop. Not too stoked about this.
Trip we're doing all the way across Mexico.
That's the plan anyway.
We can't even get out of Jay's driveway now, but you know, we're positive thinkers.
Could have 0 problems with it, and it might just fall apart before you even get into Mexico.
So you guys are going cross country. Highly wouldn't recommend it.
I've worked on a lot of them, and you just have one that's been rode hard and put away wet.
We haven't even left town, and there's car problems already.
There's quite a bit of wear inside this. Rotor wear on this thing. Oil spring underneath this. Normally, you can't move them by hand at all.
But we were able to.
That's what the normal lug nut looks like. This angle right here, there's a bunch of material missing.
Unfortunately, that took such a strain on our budget that we're not going to have enough money to be able to afford this conversion.
We don't want to have to postpone your trip any longer than necessary, but...
So I think we're going to have to roll without it,
To have this last for you, it could be a flip of the coin.
you gotta make the right decision and just push on.
Okay, let me tell you guys a story. I get this phone call like 3 months ago. All right.
Hey, Joel, Brian with MOTIV Films. How's it going, man?
Good, how are you?
Hey, we're doing this fishing project down in Mexico, We looked up your company. I was wondering if you could put a system on our truck.
Joel here.
Hey, Joel, Brian again.
I'm going to tell you guys to do the cheapest. I know money's a big deal with you characters, so
I looked at it and I thought, you know, what the heck? I'm gonna do something different. I'll say yeah.
I'm doing a gimme. Give me a call later on as we get closer.
Thanks,
See you,
Joel.
bye.
We've got all of our gear that still hasn't shipped yet. Plan was that we do this on the way down.
It could work, but he's leaving and going on vacation, and that's not an option.
Just gonna have
for
to
us.
call him and try and work something out.
Oh God. I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Okay.
Joel here.
Joel, hey, it's Brian. How's it going? We got another issue though.
You know what? I knew this was going to happen.
So finally, I get this phone call. Oh, don't cash the check I sent you. And all the packages I sent to your house, I'll get there when I can. I'm gonna use you as a mailbox. You can't touch my truck, basically. It's like, you know what? You.
I'm gonna do as much as I possibly can.
Well, when you get here, I'll work on 2 trucks side by side if I have to. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I guess I'll figure it out when it happens. I got to go. I got to take this call.
See you, man.
So we spent 3 months on the phone, you know, looking at trucks, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays.
My Lord, finally.
We are moments from takeoff right now. We've got everything in the truck.
I can't believe it. We're finally getting on the road.
There's starting to get a little bit of tension and everybody's starting to get a little grumpy. Chris and I got in a pretty big fight. No fists were thrown, but he did kick me and I chewed on his elbow or whatever, but...
Hi, you've reached BAJA Powered Systems.
Hey, Joel, Brian again. Let you know we found a rig out in Salt Lake. A call back when you can. Thank you. Hopefully Joel's gonna see it and he's gonna be like, you done good, boys.
I hope so, man.
Long story short, these guys show up in this truck, okay?
Standing out in front of my house, this white truck pulls up. Big old splur of black crap all over the side of it.
So anyways, this thing's blowing a puff of smoke. It looks like crap. It's running on like 7 cylinders, and by the way, it's a V8. And these guys are gonna drive this thing to Mexico. Oh my God. For the first time in my entire life, I've never seen anybody so helpless. I actually felt sorry for them.
This right here is pretty much home for the next week or so. We're at Joel Wolf's house, Ojai, California. He's got a company called BAJA Powered Systems.
Got to see what you guys can afford. You guys pay for the supplies, which are cheap. Okay? I can see what I have, anything used. I got an extra valve. I got some switches and everything. We'll work something out with you guys. All right?
A 60-degree bag ain't working, man. It was like 35 out last night.
Today is wrench day. This crap is just unacceptable.
Loose hub?
Yeah, so that means we gotta retorque everything, boys. Let's see. Your fuel pump needs to be changed, and you got a fuel leak somewhere, too.
It's diesel bath time. It's gonna get pretty messy here.
I don't know what it's gonna do, to be honest with you. It may head directly for the eyeballs, the armpits. We're not really sure which.
Right down the armpit.
Get the fuel lines crossed.
Oh, dude. I just drank it.
There's something wrong with this truck. It's not running right.
I need a slot screwdriver.
Moments ago, there was smoke coming up from below Joel in the driver's seat.
Let me get a pop the hood, please.
Can't get it to go in gear, boys.
I really am glad I'm not in Joel's position right now.
For you guys to get 160 miles for 1 tank of fuel is just asinine.
Yeah.
Then what we need to do is we need to figure out how many miles you guys are going to travel. We also need to figure out how much room we can get in that truck. Throw down some power.
Just hold it, I'm gonna burn it.
Told me a second ago we were putting in a nose ring. That's more than I knew.
Joel's been busting his ass for the past week trying to get us on the road. You can see in the background he's welding up a mount that's going to be going onto the front frame of our vehicle. We'll be able to use for a recovery snatch point, so we'll be able to tie off tow rope too. So we got this trailer that we're outfitting.
Loaded up with veg fuel.
Essentially, this is our fuel tanker.
And then he's gonna weld the horseshoes to the trailer so we can chain stuff up, lock it up, do whatever we need to do. And it's good luck. Lucky.
This is going to be our new tank for our veg system that we're putting in with Joel.
Let's go. Okay. Okay. Come on, Coker. Whoa, my thing.
Sweet Jesus, that's the most work I've done. My back is broken.
I might not look at it. Alright, I got it.
I like this. I really do. The guy who sold you the truck, he knew. He knew what he was selling you. Because these trucks don't sell for $5,400. They sell for $7.
You hear that damn rooster this morning?
Oh, I heard roosters, donkeys, bats, owls, coyotes fighting. I didn't sleep at all last night.
Going on an oil hunt.
You go places where rich people are. Rich folks don't suck oil.
Yeah, second, man.
Hey, you got any oil?
To me, fishing is pulling into a town, getting the laptop out, researching restaurants. Hey, close the door, Barney. Look at Barn Boy. And then saying, okay, they're at this place, this place, this place, and this place. Let's grab some jugs and a pump. And then we go out on a mission. That's fishing. Just for oil. You guys can fish along the way. I mean, I'll teach you how to do it. This quick, we want to do this clean. Don't want to make a mess. Just never make a mess or you get yourself into big trouble. You guys are going to see exactly what I do.
Yeah.
And how I do it in one of its gnarliest forms.
You definitely get into the veg hunt as long as there's no rats. Skill, there's strategy to every place you go. It's hunting, yeah. You gotta go in there, you gotta convince them to give it up. If they're not gonna give it up,
There's some there.
you gotta resort to unorthodox tactics, I suppose.
If you learn from the best, you become the best. Okay, grasshopper? I'm a whore. I'll be out there just taking whatever I can get because we need gas and we need a lot of it. Oh my God, I can score. Yeah? Oh my God. There's another 40 in there and there's 20 over there.
We in business.
It's a journey. It's fun though. I mean, I enjoy it. So you suck on a diesel truck that's in front of you. All that exhaust that's coming out the top of that pipe has cancer-causing agents in it. This stuff, it has the munchie-causing agents in it.
Fuel, baby.
Because the oil was made to cook food in, basically, when it burns, it smells exactly like food that was cooked in it.
It smells like Chinese.
Now, if there was a policeman behind us right now, he'd be getting hungry.
Why in the world would a cop get hungry?
Donut oil. I'm now driving this white, big, lifted monster beast on veg. We're gonna do the victory dance today. Okay?
Just the whole idea that something's broke and I'm somewhere where there isn't a mechanic, then who's gonna do it?
You know, we basically did major surgery on this truck. You know, I mean, we replaced glow plugs, its lift pump. We've checked the wiring harnesses on the injectors. We've checked the turbo on it, the exhaust leaks. We have checked the complete fuel system, the oil system. We have put fresh fuel in it. We have cleaned just about every internal componentry inside the engine from the best of our ability. Oh, and then the welding, holy crap. So we had to re-stiffen the frame and kind of re-go through everything to make sure she was worthy of carrying this monstrosity of a load on top. All right, everybody crossing their fingers. All right, get everybody bring her up. Holy shit! This thing actually does the speed limit now. So happy it works. Thank you, God.
Be out of here soon and on the road.
Sure looks a hell of a lot better than it did when it pulled in. Man, I was seriously worried about you guys.
I'm done. Thanks, Unky Joel.
We left Jay's house like 3 weeks ago or something, and here we are finally at the border.
All right, Peaches.
Woke up this morning at a Walmart parking lot.
Great campsite.
Today is Judgment Day, whether or not we survive.
Finally, been like a month waiting to get across the border. Hope not to see the inside of a jail cell, to see the end of a barrel of a gun.
Owens. Chris and I have a history of maybe a little bit of trouble crossing a border. Mexico time.
Oh.
And maybe one of us more than the other. I don't want to name any names because Chris would be embarrassed about that, but
We're almost into Mexico. We're about 200 yards from crossing the border.
Going into a war zone.
Thad just gave me the news about how we'll totally go to jail if we try to cross the border with cameras on. So they're going off. See ya on the other side, allegedly. Where are you at?
Tecate. We made it across, ran into some problems at the border.
Trying to explain what exactly we were hauling in our drums on the trailer. And once they realized it was vegetable oil, they basically just didn't have any laws to keep us from bringing it in.
They let us through, and that's all that matters.
Veg oil in Mexico.
Well, we managed to get about halfway down into Baja, and our fuel filter light came on, and we stopped. Find out that our pump totally stopped working, so
We'll hopefully be able to fix the truck. If not, we got a lot of vegetable oil that's just going to be sitting on the back of this rig.
I don't know if most people can understand the terminology, but there is this little coily thing that kind of got twisted to the side, and I kind of made it look like the other little coily things, and now it works. We're finally back on the road. We're on veg again. It seems like the pump's working again. Seems.
We got over 200 gallons of veg. That costs $0 per gallon, and we're trying to cover thousands and thousands of miles. And without free fuel, we can cover hundreds of miles, if that.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult explaining that our vehicle runs on vegetable oil.
No diesel.
Well, kind of everything gets lost in translation.
Pretty much add an O or add an A. Tonke.
What's tonke mean?
That would be the tank. That's tank. Tonke is tank.
Looks like a waterfall of vegetable oil coming out of the back of the truck.
It looks like vegetable oil. We don't know what it is. It's gonna be a surprise.
Oh, it's vegetable oil.
Some sort of metal inside the pump. We've taken it apart and put it back together. It's like we forgot something in there.
The bear has awakened. Oh.
5 miles to the water.
I'm lost. We turn left, right?
No, you go that way.
That's not the road.
Brian and Thad are navigating to the middle of nowhere.
Pump was shot, and we got a giant U-bolt to go on the side of this thing. We're gonna clamp it all together. I'm gonna hold it here for a minute, see if it starts smoking.
I'm pretty sure the pump's froze. Froze. Seized. That pump's working now. What? Got it backwards. It's pushing diesel out of our tank.
Yeah, dude, this might shoot right in the lens.
It's late and I'm very tired for this to be happening.
Morning, Jay.
Okay, so we just got pulled over.
Another fine mess. We just got flagged down by some police officers.
We've got 3 police officers down here and going to the courthouse, maybe to jail, who knows?
And they're trying to give us a ticket. It's like 5,000 pesos or something. We can't afford it.
For you, 1 ticket for you. You pay, you go home. 10,000 pesos.
I don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
There will be a day where we go more than 7 miles, but it's not today. 7 blocks, I mean.
We're gonna go to the courthouse and see if we can figure something out and hopefully get a, smaller ticket, because we're broke.
We're leaking veg oil.
A little bit of a leak.
Because we have a messed up valve. We're leaking veg oil over the side.
The police officer, the boss, just drove around the block to go see how far it extended. And Jay's offering to scrub the road to try to get out of this ticket.
We can get this cleaned up in 4 hours. We even have the detergent.
So I think these guys are realizing how broke we are.
What do you do when a cop pulls up now? What's your angle now?
Well, when a cop pulls up, I don't pee my pants a little anymore.
Very key.
I'm over that.
There's no way someone's gonna extort this crew when we're already so short on cash.
They think we got fat money.
No, they think that we don't know what we're doing either. But old Jay's been around the block a dozen times.
Wakey, eggs and bacon.
I want you guys to witness the future of travel. Camouflage snuggie.
It's 5 a.m. somewhere? Something like this. Is that right, Brian?
We gotta drain all these out because we're gonna go on a veg hunt here in a minute. Last of the blue water hunters right here. You're dying breed, aren't you?
Yeah, tomorrow morning we'll have fish. You just gotta let me know if you want fish for breakfast. These fins are 5 feet long.
You gotta use your hips, man.
What? You gotta use your hips to use your fins? What the hell does he know?
He's out trying to provide for the crew. By that, I mean diving with a spear gun. First time ever.
You would let me know if I look fat in this thing, right? So we're having fish tacos for breakfast.
As soon as I can figure out how to put the belt on.
All right, here's the new plan. I'm gonna walk out there. While I'm walking out there, you need to go back to the wok and start heating the oil. Get that oil hot.
Oh, you know, not the biggest snappers in the world, but they're pan size. Be some decent dinner fare.
We pulled in late last night, found someplace to camp down by the beach. Probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, the policia showed up trying to wake us up. We all played possum. Woke up this morning and the policia came back.
They asked me for a pair of sunglasses.
The whole town knows we're here now, for sure.
Stopping along the way in different towns.
Auto parts.
Dealing with vehicle issues.
Keep going. You got a coolant leak.
Had a bad valve. Had a bad pump. Had a bad ground.
The switch, but the wiring is getting...
For the first time this entire trip, the truck is running good.
But we're back on the road and we're headed down to our next place to fish. We haven't really had a chance to fish yet, so we're all super pumped to get on the water.
I just want to work with someone down there.
All the fingers are pointing at this Bob guy. From what I hear, he's got the only boats around.
Hello?
Bob.
Yeah.
We're the guys that sent you the email about the production we're doing.
Okay. What are you guys trying to film in the Pacific or something?
What you guys got going on, some of the most incredible striped marlin fishing on the planet, so...
And the problem is, all my boats are booked. Man, those are like 5 days there.
Yeah. We don't know how we're going to do it.
I'm going to wing it up. We're pretty remote, but... Okay?
Thanks a lot, Bob. Yep.
See ya.
Okay.
I just want to figure this out.
We'll figure it out.
We've been traveling down Baja, a long way, hundreds and hundreds of miles.
So we rolled into the town of Lopez Mateo. It's a really small coastal town.
We are trying to make friends in a new town.
Finally down to southern Baja, running around town trying to find a Ponga guide that would take us out to go fish for marlin.
Almost. I used to have to do that all day long up in Alaska. I don't know where we're gonna go. We haven't really figured that out.
What we found out is, it's not as easy as it sounds.
Plan B, bribe the locals with beer.
This is where we get the beer. First thing to survival. Beer in the ice.
The language barrier is like this impenetrable fortress of power. I know just enough to either get us in a lot of trouble or get us super hooked up.
I lost my other one, so I went over to the store and got my new journal.
I want one.
And I hope it has a fold-out poster. Oh, it does.
Oh, man. Do they have other ones? What we got is a tide chart. We thought this was going to be our saving grace. For the love of God, we cannot figure out what day it is. Not the slightest clue. It's pretty much useless till we figure that out.
We drove down a road, we pull off to the side, and we were just kind of asking around, and then this gringo walked up to us.
He's like, yeah, my name's Bob Hoyt, and we've actually heard of the guy.
Hey, I'm Bob Hoyt from Mag Bay Outfitters. We're pretty remote and isolated. Not a lot of people come here. These guys showed up out of nowhere in their converted truck, and they're pretty adventurous, so we'll see what happens with this thing.
So now we're out here on our way to check out this whole marlin fishing thing off this island.
None of us really know what we're getting ourselves into on this next trip, or how we're even gonna get into where we want to go on the map.
Set a base camp.
Do one day up here.
When Bob first explained how we were going to be getting over to the island, I think we were all a little bit skeptical.
Bob found some old pontoon boats and made a barge.
Like I say, this was all built in Mexico down here out of scrap parts, so.
We can't get the truck over there because it's too heavy. We got too much stuff.
He was going to be putting a full-size Suburban on top of it, along with all of our gear.
Hopefully it stays together and they make it across here. With no guarantees. Okay?
When we got down to the ramp, we were all like, oh, there's no way that's going to float in.
But it's kind of a backwood engineered barge. but I'm standing on it now with my homies, and it's floating, and we're on our way, so.
We just got wrapped up with taking the first vehicle over. We've got another one that we're gonna go get.
Got another Suburban full of gear back there.
So logistics are super hard to get out to this spot where we're headed. You've got to be able to get a vehicle over to the island.
Tú miras Chupacabra? No. Come on.
And then you've got to be able to time the drive according to the tide, because at high tide, you can't drive along the beach.
The trips that we do bring us to some pretty far out spots, you know.
Incredibly remote. We're just as far out on the island as we can possibly go.
And we run into a blue whale skeleton and a whole nother carcass.
Anybody for ribs?
Never seen anything like it before. One of the coolest things I've ever run across.
Insane. This is just the skull, and it's got to be, I don't know, 10 feet long.
Find a way to mount it to the front of the vehicle.
We were driving for about an hour down this dirt road off of another major dirt road. We ended up right smack dab in the middle of this fish camp.
There's this family down here that's fishing for crabs. The first thing they want to do is feed us. So now we have to go over there and eat like 12 crabs with these people, which is
not a problem.
Not so bad.
We got to talking to them and they said, oh, you know, it's fine if you guys want to camp here.
You guys can camp here, but first you have to eat our crab. If not, then get the hell out.
Where else does that happen?
Little cute kid named Fidel, three-legged dog. This doesn't seem like your thing.
No, crab, fresh fish, cerveza. I'm not into that. I'm out of here. I can't take a second longer of this.
Authentic as it gets.
We think they're...
No talk, just eat. Who wants to sleep in the place with them? It's pretty awesome.
In their house?
Yeah. Yo no sé. That means I don't know.
Can get you out to the island. The problem is both of my date boats are booked. You know, we do have bongas and stuff, but you guys want to go for the marlin, right?
Never.
Could probably, like I said, could probably get you on a bonga or something out there.
All right, that sounds good.
You know, take you on one of the boats. So yeah, that wouldn't be a problem.
All right, thanks a lot, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a boat first thing in the morning.
So this is our first big chance. Try to get big fish on a fly, preferably marlin.
Oh shit. Stretch them in like a trout.
But we'll take anything at this point. We haven't even really gotten a chance to fish at all. We got a chance to wet our lines for a day, but you know, we didn't really catch a whole heck of a lot.
The goal today is to catch a bass over a pound, low profile when you're fishing the mangroves for spotted bay bass. Just had a bite. No, that was bad. We went back 2 ounces. This is about fishing in Mexico. This is legendary.
We're going out to some barrier islands and we are going to go catch some monstrous marlin.
No, I mean, this is like a dream come true for me. I didn't ever think it would happen. And here we are.
Throwing a fly rod for like a monster fish is 20 pounds for some of us, you know, and now we're going out to blue water and we're gonna try to catch this massive, big ass Destructicon fish of doom, fish with this big sharp bill. We're talking about fish with like weapons on their faces. That's pretty sweet. Weapons on their faces. Think about that. Think about the stuff you could get done with a weapon on your face. But anyway.
We're gonna catch everything that's swimming around there.
Catch sharks, marlin, sharks, marlin.
We are just gonna freaking go crazy!
We've been trying to get here for I don't even know how many years. Here is where all the striped marlin action goes down this time of year.
Oh yeah.
But trying to get here has just been a logistical nightmare.
This entire trip has been plan one thing, do something completely different.
Well, we're 2,000 miles away from home. Before we left, we didn't even know how we were getting off the coast to get these things. That's mission impossible, loco. But we knew we were gonna do it somehow, some way, and it always works out.
Mi nombre es Polo y yo soy el capitán.
The ocean is an amazing ecosystem. So much diversity and so much wildlife out there. Seeing whales and dolphins, the sea lions, the marlin, the fish, it totally blew my mind.
So the game out here is we got one guy with a casting rod. Teasing away, it's my job. And on the end of that's the teaser, and it's hookless.
Got some marlin teasers.
Not sure if these flavors are gonna work, but... Oh, shit. No, he just wants a teaser. It's probably 25 yards back there, and it's just sitting on the surface, bobbing up and down. That's the bait. He's gonna tease him up to the surface, and when the marlin comes up, he's supposed to reel as fast as he can to get that fish up closer to the boat.
Right there in the bubble weight, right there.
Cast out at about a 45. Bait and switch.
And then you get out there and that ocean is moving in every direction.
Tell me about Irish sea legs. I would probably stand up better if I had a fifth of tequila in me.
Just toss my shoulder.
I had the 1 gallon jug up my... Probably a 45th time I've hit the bottom. I have a hard time walking this morning.
Pitches and valleys and peaks, and you're just out on the boat, just bobbing up and down like a cork.
I'm not doing well, man.
This is what happens when a Filipino islander breeds with a Norwegian.
We got a man down.
The two combined should make one of the most seaworthy genes out
You
there.
probably get sick on the Ferris wheel.
Sorry, I'm getting so sick that I have medication. I'm on the deck, man. I'm Yaks Road.
This is a strange situation here. Jay's got the most experience for these marlins. Hold on to the pole, don't let it go, Jay. He's almost dead over the side. And our captain doesn't speak a lick of English.
One more time, say it one more time. Nope, didn't win.
What are our odds? Odds are, I don't know, man. I'm just hoping some of Jay's puke chums something up off the bottom. Good work.
I've been away from home for almost a month now, and it's been one kick in the ass after another. And we finally got a chance to get out and do some fishing.
We spend hours, we spend days trolling around, looking for these marlin. Nothing.
We were thinking they were going to be a lot farther out there, so the last couple of days we've been fishing way out in the ocean.
Man, we've been trying. We've been trying for the past 3 days non-stop. We've been out fishing like 10-hour days. But today we decided to stick in a little bit closer.
I don't know, maybe 3 miles from shore.
We went and checked out some birds that were diving.
The game changer is finding the birds. That was the indicator of where the sardina were.
Where's the sardina?
That is when we started finding the marlin.
Yeah, those are marlin, dude. Those are all marlin.
Holy shit.
Are those birds a good sign?
It's a lot like a green drake hatch, except frigates and massive fish chewing shit up.
War paint.
Hey, look behind you. Holy. Oh my. See that?
Crashing hard. Ready, all hell's gonna break loose.
Get ready. We're gonna crash it.
Strip, Jay, strip, Jay, strip.
This is insanity. Watch this guy here.
We're stuck on a bait ball right now. Marlin are coming up. Crickets are hammering the water. There are so many marlin crashing this sardina ball over there.
Get ready. I'm hooked up.
Yeah! We've been trying to get these marlin. We're finally getting on the fish. Jay's first hookup. The reel came flying off to the front eye.
Shit. We're gonna have to put it onto another rod. Okay, she's gonna need some help here. The reel came off. Come on, JJ, you can land this thing right there. You can do this.
Jay did everything he could. He grabbed the reel and he was trying to fight it with his hand, but he just couldn't reel in fast enough and the hook came out.
Finally, one hookup, everything comes off. Popsville. And I'm not sick.
Good. That's the best part.
Feels good.
Where are they at?
Right behind you, right in front of you, right beside you, right behind you.
You like that hooking it? Come here. I dare you to jump. You can try to dive. You ain't diving far.
ripping line out. He's diving.
You son of a bitch.
Grab it. I got it. Yeah! Oh, dude, that fish is a monster. Look at that. Go. He's going under the boat. We gotta get this fish in. B, where's he at? Straight down. Coming back up a little bit. Once that teaser was out of the water, took my fly out just in time and brought it right in, and he hammered it. Oh my God. My torture is over, and I loved every second. You're free, get it out.
Grande or pequeño?
Pequeño.
Pequeño. Didn't feel pequeño.
2 months later, man, it all comes down to this. Seriously. I haven't even seen my fly line yet.
That had monster fish on, just like on the TV.
Biggest fish in my life by far. They don't get this big in Utah.
And I done put my fly out back, did a little strippy strip.
It'd be really cool if they had double on.
Calm it out. Oh, real quick. 11 o'clock. Here comes Jake. One's coming right at your fly.
Next thing you know, double. Double is Espanol for a bunch of fish on the hole. Two fingers, horns up means rockin' double. Let's go for triple. Right now, if Chris and Brian could put the damn cameras down, we could quadruple up. I've never even heard of that. They're everywhere. Ow, 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 ow.
Jay's gonna get his in before you.
Oh, I will. Because Thad's fish is the bitch. I'm not trying to let him, dude. It's not like I could control him. Calm down. We gotta get Thad's fish billed before I can get my fish billed.
Hi, guys.
It's coming back at us.
Real. He's still there.
No! Where is it? Never billed a fish before.
Marlin out there. You guys seriously, let's pull our heads out of our asses and get the 500s on.
And everything that we saw, the dolphins, the sea lions, the marlin, everything depends on this one little fish that's schooling around out there, that's feeding everything out there in the ocean.
Yeah. Jumping! Game over, bitch! Jumping!
Yeah! Oh, he's jumping.
Oh, shit, might jump! Real!
Ouch! Oh, you little bitch. Big ball, and they're just crashing and crashing. We're cruising by. Whoa!
And down to the bottom she goes. Yeah! Hold on.
Shit running everywhere. Bait balls. These things are exploding. Everybody's hooking up. Everybody's trying to cast. We're going too fast. We're going too slow. Bow, bow. Just totally madness.
Get the marlin out there. They're still going crazy. Oh yeah, no. Yeah! Yeah! You read. Get ready.
Can you imagine something like that on a fly?
Plug out. Come on. It's easy. Jay's right there. You got him. Yeah. Whoa, come on. Holy. He's coming in the boat, bro. Up here. Real, baby, real. Right there. That's the thing. There it is. Oh! Got that. Oh, my.
one day everything just aligns together, where there were so many marlin just circling. Your heart just races to see these fish come up to the surface and just smash your fly was truly amazing.